Oh my goodness, I'm so dark. I don't know what happened with the camera today. Um, Sorry about that. Welcome. I'm Christine Weber. This is my weekly live stream. I want to give you a couple of ideas. I don't have that much time today, so I have to do this quick. Couple ideas about the difference between breathing in yoga and breathing in fitness and why they're different. I got a great question this week. I'm going to read it to you here and then I'll talk about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts about breath instruction directions. All the initial instructions and training I had in yoga took place over 20 years ago. And the rule of thumb is with asana movement, when you're expanding, you up and out, you inhale. And when you exhale, it's contracting. Yes, that's right. However, when I trained as a group fitness instructor 8 years ago, it was reversed. Currently, my yoga practice is happening. She does yoga online. And she says most of the, or at the Y, she says most of the teachers are teaching complete reversal, inhaling as you go down and exhaling as you go up. And why? Okay, let me try and do this really quick. Yoga and fitness are different things, right? So if your yoga teacher is teaching you a fitness yoga class, okay, well, that's why she's doing it, you know. And if you're going, that's because she's teaching fitness. So if you're lifting up something heavy, makes sense because you draw the belly in and you are stabilizing the low back and you're avoiding the blood pressure spike that can happen on exertion if you're holding your breath. It's called the Valsalva maneuver, by the way. So inhale, exert, spikes the blood pressure. Some people do that when they're trying to poop and they're constipated. Inhale, and then exert, and then it spikes. It's not good for you. It's better to poop on the exhale. Get it, to squat. Pooping helps with constipation. Check your diet. That's not really healthy. So fitness is cardiovascular health, build muscle, all that stuff. Yoga is not about that. Yoga is about maximizing the rest. Yoga is a system, first of all. Let's say that. So asanas are meant to help your pranayama, which is meant to help your meditation. So that's the whole point of yoga. It got really confused about 30 years ago. I was there. I remember I saw the whole thing as yoga started becoming this trendy fitness thing in California and New York. And then it swept through the country. It was largely based on Ashtanga and Ashtanga as taught by Pattabhi Jois, not as taught by Patanjali, and Vinyasa. And they're fun. And challenging. And they are fitness based stuff. And I think there's some there's some crossover, like really hard workouts are really good for your nervous system. They're good for you. So I think that's where everything got confused. And also, yoga doesn't have to be that. Whereas fitness, it kind of has to be that because that's what it is, So why do we inhale in yoga? Because we're trying to, as we extend, because we're trying to extend the spine. We're trying to improve and optimize the function of the respiratory structures as you inhale. There's a little bit of a uplifting. It's about alertness, but it's gentle alertness. It's subtle alertness, much more than what you're doing when you're doing a hard CrossFit workout or something. I think that's why it's gotten confused out there. So much of the fitness stuff has come into the yoga world, which is totally fine. Like yoga learns a lot from whatever kind of thing that it's being meshed with, But if we kind of try and separate those a little bit, extricate the yoga from the fitness, what we see is that yoga is really about balancing the nervous system and training these respiratory structures. And to train those respiratory structures, you need a lot of time, a lot of interoceptive awareness. You need to repeat a lot. You need to slow down. You need to get a little more still. And so it has a very different idea behind it. Yoga is looking for nervous system awareness so we can get more still and like if you're drinking coffee and just doing CrossFit, your mind is probably doing that a little bit. I don't, and again, like I don't want to create a false dichotomy. I don't want to say that like one is bad. I love working out. I lift weight. I love it. So I'm not trying to say that. What I'm trying to say is a different reason, a different intention. With yoga, you're trying to expand your capacity for nervous system regulation in a much more subtle way and a much more intentional way with a lot of awareness. So the inhale, yes, it's expansive. It lengthens your spine. It tunes into all those respiratory structures. The exhale with a downward movement or a twist makes a lot of sense because you're supporting that natural recoil of the diaphragm and kind of helping to press a little more air out so that you can breathe in more smoothly and more fully, and you can start to control your mental, emotional states via the breath. So that's all I'm sorry, that's all I have time for today. I'll try and write a blog about it this week if I have time. Let me know what you think. And so I'll get more into like the granular stuff around the oxygen and CO2 and all that stuff. There's all this interesting physiologic stuff we can talk about too. Okay, that's all I can do for today. Sorry it's so dark. I don't know what's going on here with my life. Take it easy, and I'll see you next week.